Welcome back to the Yellow City Rundown. We're here to talk about our top stories for the week of October 27th through the 31st. From the top of the Panhandle, our top stories that we have been looking at this week are SNAP benefits ending on November 1st, the Wild West Wildlife Rehabilitation Center potentially leasing the Amarillo Zoo, the Herring Hotel is set to be restored, and Fermi America has made waves in the City Council. One of our number one stories this week is SNAP delays are affecting 3.5 million Texans across the state and is affecting 1,837 Texans in the High Plains Food Bank service area. We have a lot of statements from local politicians and ways to make meals for $10 or less on myhighplains.com, but food banks across the states and our counties are ramping up their emergency response efforts to support families facing missed paychecks and delayed nutrition benefits. One of the top things that came out of the Amarillo City Council meeting this week was the City of Amarillo discussing the lease of the Amarillo Zoo to Wild West Rehabilitation Center. Stephanie Brady, the director of WRC, spoke during the presentation representing the center, and during the presentation, Brady noted that the lease of the Amarillo Zoo would not mean bringing their animals to the zoo, and emphasized that the zoo is the zoo, and proposed that the Amarillo Zoo become a nonprofit for increased funding opportunities, operational flexibility, and efficiency, and enhanced animal care and conservation. The city asked Brady if she could talk to zoo employees within these next few weeks before the next city council meeting on November 18th. If you have grown up in Amarillo, the city of Amarillo voted the last city council meeting on an agreement to restore the Herring Hotel. This Amarillo City Council voted on this agreement in a 4-0 vote. Tim Reed, Councilmember Place 1, abstained from the vote, and they approved the Chapter 380 Economic Development Program Agreement. According to the agenda, the agreement includes rebates of the following collected by the hotel once in operation. So they can collect 100% local hotel occupancy tax for 5 years, followed by 50% local hotel occupancy tax for 5 years, 100% of state sales tax revenues for 10 years, and 100% state hotel occupancy tax for 10 years. Another thing that the City Council voted on this City Council meeting was the authorization of the water supply agreement with Fermi America. The City Council had discussed and presented the second reading of the water supply agreement with Fermi America, which provide the company with a maximum not to exceed the rate of 2.5 million gallons per day. This was a 4-1 vote, and Les Simpson, council member place 4, was the lone dissenting vote after voicing his opinion on the rate as which the city was selling the water rights to Fermi. He raised concerns about transparency, the speed of negotiations, and whether the city is receiving a fair value for its water. We have full and complete coverage of the Fermi situation and how the City Council managed to get to this point on myhighplains.com. Looking forward to this week, Halloween is this Friday. Numerous trunk-or-treats and other events are this weekend to celebrate the holiday. We have a full list of trunk-or-treats on myhighplains.com. Other events include Hope for the Holidays on November 4th. This weekend as well, the High Plains Food Bank fundraiser is at Maxwell Pumpkin Farm this weekend. Texas State Parks Day is on November 2nd, and the state is celebrating that day with free park admission on Sunday. Center City is taking float submissions for the Electric Light Parade in December as well. From Route 66 Rewind, we are looking at the Amarillo Daily News from October 31st on 1920. The Amarillo youth were celebrating Halloween this year. The police force expanded that year to make sure they could scout out property destruction and pranks. This article also mentions tic-tackers, which we found out that are prankers that throw corn kernels at houses. So that was probably a hoot to see back in 1920. And that is it for this week, and we will see you in November.